Coming up on the South Florida High School Football Show, it's playoff time. We'll take a look at the top contenders in Miami-Dade and in Broward. Plus, Larry Bluestein rates the top recruits committed to the U. All of that and more on the South Florida High School Football Show. Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to the South Florida High School Football Show, presented by the Miami Dolphins. Joe Zagacki with my broadcast partner, Don Bailey Jr. Our final show of the high school football season as we come to you from the Regal Cinemas, Broward Stadium 12, and RPX here in Plantation. Can you believe it? We've made the finish line again.
Well, what do they say, Joe? Time flies when you're having fun. What a great football season. What a bunch of great shows, and we're winding down.
We are headed for the playoffs, so let's take a look at some of the top teams in Dade and Broward that are going to have a great chance to reach Orlando and the state championship. We begin in Miami-Dade with the defending state champions and national champions, Booker T. Washington, loaded with talent and playing great football going into the postseason.
New head coach, same last name, and same winning tradition. They are doing a fantastic job there. Once again, they have a complete football team. I look for them to finish this season completely out how they started it, by winning and winning and winning.
Outscoring their opponents 40-12 so far. Balanced offense. Mark Walton in the backfield, a running back, had a sensational year.
He has, Joe, and what a difference maker he is in almost every single ball game. But you flip the side, 12 points on defense. That allows you that margin that you look for every single week, where you can play championship defense throughout the season, not allow teams to put up any numbers whatsoever. You know you're going to do fine in the playoffs.
Of course, you always need a great quarterback, and Maurice Alexander has been tremendous for them.
Let's face it, he was schooled properly. He's following in the tradition of that position at Booker T. Does a nice job controlling the football, not throwing a lot of interceptions, not throwing dangerous passes. When he has to run, he runs, and when he throws, he sure can throw it.
Let's stay in Miami-Dade. We'll go to Central. They may have lost Joe Yearby and Dalvin Cook a year ago, but they've got a great running attack nonetheless this year.
Yeah, don't tell them that they lost any of their running game. As you mentioned, really two of the best running backs in the country, and now they just picked up where they left off. And I really think, Joe, that these schools that have the winning tradition and they're used to having success, what happens is they do a great job of tutoring the players behind them.
Cedric Miller on the ground, over 1,100 yards. Gerard Thomas, the quarterback, 13 touchdowns. They do a lot of their work behind your favorite part, a big offensive line.
The tradition at Central is that they have got a big, tough bunch of guys that play that position. They do a nice job in pass protection, and they do an excellent job at run blocking.
Let's go south in Miami-Dade County, and Killian, the Cougars, Corey Johnson is in his 6th year. This team could really make a run for the state championship.
They certainly can, Joe. They had a solid year last year, and then once again they've come on strong, and Coach Johnson's done a nice job of putting in his system, but also their strength and conditioning allows them to compete heavily into the fourth quarter.
Jaquan Johnson is a U.S. Army All-American, a University of Miami commit, and he is a playmaker on defense.
He is, Joe. He roams that entire secondary. He's a hitter. He's got great length. He can cover the field from sideline to sideline, and nothing gets by him.
All right, let's go near the county line, American High School. New head coach there, Anthony White, came over from Norland. Very talented team, and they have had a sensational season.
American has had a tradition of great athletes. They've done a nice job of producing this year, both offensively and defensively, and they are in a position to where they can make some steps in the playoff.
They can run the football. Jeremiah Pierce Johnson is averaging over 7 yards a carry.
When you say that in September, you say, okay, that's a good number. When you say it when you're getting into November, it's a great number. 7 yards a touch is an amazing feat. And he's got an offensive line that has helped him produce those numbers.
Here's what you like. They don't turn the ball over.
And that's the key to the playoffs. You can have some missing links in your offense or your defense, but if you are winning that giveaway, takeaway battle, you usually are winning the game.
One of the most dominating teams in Miami-Dade County is Westminster. Last year they lost to Clearwater Central in the state semifinal 7-0. This year, the Warriors have almost gone wire to wire.
Well, Joe, it was a disappointing loss last year, as you mentioned, a very close game, 7 points, but you learn from that. You learn that what you thought was enough wasn't enough. So they come back, Westminster goes back to work, and what do? They put a team on the field that hopefully gets them one game further than where they ended last year.
Okay, let's move up to Broward County, St. Thomas. They are loaded. Rocco Casul has put together a squad this year. They can hand it to Jordan Scarlett right. They can hand it to Jordan Scarlett going left.
And if they get tired of handing it to Jordan Scarlett, they can throw the football because they got the receivers that are out there to catch it. And you're talking about defense. They have got a 5-star defense. And really that whole team, when you look at it, they are primed and ready to go.
A rising team, the Falcons of Flanagan. Devin Bush has done a good job there. Flanagan's got a chance to make some noise in the postseason.
And I think we go right to Devin Bush. Coach Bush has set an excellent example for his football team. You are not going to play for him unless you get it right in the classroom. You're going to make sure, no matter what, that he puts a disciplined product on the field.
Ryan Stanley is the quarterback, good size at 6'2", 14 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
Yeah, the interception to touchdown ratio is off the charts. And when you think that you can throw 14 touchdowns, and some of those were very exciting touchdowns with only 4 picks, he's getting some great coaching at that spot.
Staying in Broward County, American Heritage. Last year, they won the state championship. Struggled a little bit this year. Had to win late to get into the postseason, but Mike Rump has a squad.
Yes, he does. A former Hurricane coaching up his football team. And listen, last year when you talk about what happened, it was a building experience for them. So they come back, they lose a lot of leadership, they lose playmakers. They have some struggles early in the season, but they define the leaders, and then they get their system back in place, and voila, they're hunting in the playoffs again.
They've got a quarterback in Torrance Gibson. He's an Ohio State commit. He has a tremendous arm.
And he is athletic as well. Coach Meyer up there wants a guy that's an athlete at that position, and he's got one.
Hollandale had a heck of a season this year. They've got an offensive line that has been superb and a running game that has been the focal point of their offense.
Well, I'll give them credit. The fact is they realized early on that would be the success of their season. So the offensive line got together. They've worked extremely hard. They have a productive running game, and look what happens. You get towards the playoffs, they've got an opportunity.
And they can stop the run. Their run defense has been stellar.
As you know, that line of scrimmage game, no matter if it's at the Pee Wee level, the high school level, the collegiate level, or the NFL, that's where games are won or lost.
You are a high school maven. My goodness gracious. Look at you going through all of those teams. A couple of those teams are going to come out of there with a state championship. I think both Dade and Broward County have a great chance this year to have a couple of state champions. The regular season wrapped up. Here are all the highlights.
Thanks, Joe and Don. I'm Stefano Fusaro, and we got some high school football highlights for you. Senior night at St. Thomas. Jordan Scarlett capping off the regular season in style against Deerfield Beach. He's one of the best running backs in the country, and he sure looked like it on this run. Cut left, cut him back right, then he just carries the guy across the goal line. Scarlett is verbally committed to the U. He scored 3 times, and the Raiders rolled 45-7. Gables is 7-2 this year thanks to a stingy defense. 3 first-half interceptions, 2 of them by Wendell Ashley. The Cavaliers turned them into points. Beauchamp Waiters hits Jackery Wilson for a 36-yard touchdown, and it was 21-0 Gables. Southwest Rally falls short, but Trayvon Sen hurdles a defender for a touchdown anyway. Gables wins 30-19.
The South Florida High School Football Show is brought to you by the Miami Dolphins, the U.S. Army. There's strong, and then there's Army strong. Tico People's Gas, reminding you to call 811 before you dig. Metro PCS, wireless for all. South Florida Chevy dealers, find new roads. Broward Health, powerful medicine. Regal Entertainment Group, where we are more than just a movie. Adidas Football and the Addy Zero 5-Star 3.0, and 560 WQAM Sports Radio.
At some point, it became more important to show off than to share. We started missing the good stuff around us, just so we could focus on what makes our lives look good. But it's not the quality of the picture that matters. It's the quality of the moment. The Chevrolet Malibu, J.D. Power's highest-ranked midsize car in initial quality. For people who know what's truly valuable.
Baby, what's the fastest way to the hospital?
It's coming.
What do you mean it's coming?
I'm pushing, but it's too slow.
No, baby, breathe.
At times like these, you shouldn't go slow. You should be fast. With Metro's lightning fast nationwide 4G LTE network. With unlimited data, talk, and text, $40, period.
Twins.
No surprises. Even taxes and fees are included. $40, period.
The recruiting segment is brought to you by Metro PCS, wireless for all.
The South Florida High School Football Show presented by the Miami Dolphins continues now as we come to you from the Regal Cinemas, Broward Stadium 12 and RPX. Joe Zagacki with Don Bailey Jr. Time now for our recruiting segment with the great Larry Bluestein. This particular segment might be our favorite segment of the entire year.
Well, certainly, Joe. It involves the U.
That's right. Larry Bluestein is going to discuss the University of Miami commitments, and this is an area that is fertile. And as we have seen the last couple of years, the Hurricanes trying to rebuild their program with guys like Deion Bush and Duke Johnson and Tracy Howard and Philip Dorsett, all guys from Miami, Dade County, and Broward County as well.
Well, as history has proven since Coach Schnellenberger came in the early 80s, that Miami has to recruit South Florida. And Al Golden has picked up where Jimmy Johnson and Butch Davis and every coach prior to him picked up here on South Florida. It's important that they come in. It's important that they do a great job recruiting this area, and they have.
All right, so I'm going to dial up Old Blue on my Metro PCS LG Optimus F6.
Now, you're going to dial them up, or you're just going to hit contact on them?
Well, it took me 9 weeks to figure out. All I have to do is press one button, and I've got Larry Bluestein.
There you go.
Talking about the University of Miami. All right, Blue, let's hear it.
All right, guys, Don, Joe, this is your favorite segment. This is the University of Miami type of segment. These are kids that the University of Miami has been targeting, whether they're committed currently or thinking about committing before their graduation date. We started off with Jordan Scarlett, the running back from St. Thomas Aquinas. We talked about him in the last show. Tell you what, this is a big time back. 5'11", over 200 pounds, a 4.37 type of kid, breaks away, just unbelievable talent. I mean, and the University of Miami is getting a great one there. Jordan Cronkite. Now, here's a kid that's come down to Miami, but he has other schools on the horizon as well. He's out of Westminster Christian. I told you earlier in our segment on running back how gifted he is, a great kid, great family, does so many things, catches the ball in the backfield, block, does everything a great running back is supposed to. Cedric Irvin, his head coach, former Southridge, former Miami High, a Michigan State star, played in the NFL. He's taught him very well, and he's done great. Richard McIntosh, all defensive lineman. We classified him as an athlete because he is. He plays basketball, a current University of Miami commitment. But here's a guy that is an intelligent kid, somebody who learns quickly, very strong, very agile. He's already up to 260 plus pounds. So the University of Miami knows what they're targeting for the future. Richard McIntosh is definitely one of them. A kid that we hadn't talked about, a wide receiver, almost 6'6", out of Blanche Ely High School in Pompano Beach, Thurel Gossier. I'll tell you what, he's another kid that really defines the University of Miami's future. Somebody who can go up and get the ball. He does a lot of good things. You got to like a kid like that. He can run, he can catch, and when he stretches the field, that's important as well. One of the first commits that Miami had in the class of 2015 was Amani Spence out of Pembroke Pines Flanagan High School, wide receiver. You know what, I know that he has other options, but University of Miami is certainly still in the forefront from him. This is a guy that gets the ball. He's been taught extremely well. They have a great coaching staff for the Falcons. So this is a guy that you got to keep your eye on and into the future because he does so many great things well. And another guy that we talked about is Tim Irvin. Yeah, Alabama's after him. A bunch of other schools are looking at him. But he also, has a lot of friends that go to University of Miami. So that could be an option as well. He's a guy, remember I told you, with the Richmond Giants national championship team, he played quarterback, running back, defensive back, everything. Well, guys, I'll tell you what, University of Miami's targeted some great athletes. I told all of you, and I told you guys, Joe and Don, that once they get off that NCAA cloud and that probation, things have changed. And I wasn't lying.
Thanks, Larry. Remember, South Florida High School football fans, you can stay in the know with the latest news and updates by following us on social media.
Follow us on Twitter at HSFBall, Instagram at SFHSFS, and be sure to like us on Facebook at South Florida High School Football.
We continue now with our Broward Health Injury Report, and joining us now is Dr. David Perloff here at Broward Health. Very important topic. We're going to discuss cardiac situations, and which might be rare in high school athletes. But what should parents be looking for if they think their son or daughter is at risk?
So thanks for having me, Joe. So fortunately, it is very rare. It happens only about 1 in every 200,000 athletes per year. So this is an uncommon thing, but when it happens, it's clearly tragic. So mom and dad should be aware of symptoms during exercise, such as chest discomfort, shortness of breath, palpitations, and especially passing out. If these symptoms occur with your child, especially during exercise, they should be evaluated by a physician.
And in that evaluation, what will they go through?
So most of the time the patient is seen originally by the pediatrician and sent to the cardiologist. We'll do an electrocardiogram, which is a test of the electrical activity in the heart. And then we will often go through an echocardiogram, which is an ultrasound, and a stress test in order to try to reproduce the symptoms.
All right, perfect. Doctor, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dr. David Perloff here at Broward Health.
The Play of the Week is brought to you by Regal Entertainment Group, where we are more than just a movie.
Boynton Beach and Hollandale in a shootout. Hollandale undefeated, trying to keep it that way. Look at Joshua Hammond fight for the end zone. It's a 21-7 halftime lead.
With more than 50 locations across Broward County, there's always a Broward Health doctor's office, urgent care center, or top-ranked hospital within range. Maybe even closer than you think.
Broward Health. Powerful medicine.
To find the Broward Health facility nearest you, call or go online.
As a kid, I wanted to play football to make me stronger. At Dolphins Academy, I saw my skills grow. Campmates turned into teammates. Summer days in shorts turned into Sundays in pads. I'm Olivier Vernon, and we are stronger together. Join us at Dolphins.com.
For outdoor projects large or small, avoiding buried utility lines is more than food for thought.
What happened?
Know what's below. You or your contractor should always call 811 before you dig. Utilities will mark your lines for free. Brought to you by Tico Peoples Gas.
The Coach of the Week is brought to you by Adidas Football and the Adi Zero 5-Star 3.0. The lightest cleat in football can be bought at adidas.com/football.
We continue now with the South Florida High School Football Show presented by the Miami Dolphins. Joe Zagacki with Don Bailey Jr. We're at the movies at the Regal Cinemas, Broward Stadium 12 and RPX. See, hence the popcorn.
As good as it gets.
Which just keeps going down, down, and down. Okay, our coach this week that we're going to present is going to be from St. Thomas. Rocco Casulo comes from a coach's family. His dad was a coach. He mentored under George Smith, and he has done a very, very good job at St. Thomas.
Yeah, I think he's done an outstanding job. He has maintained the discipline that is expected at St. Thomas. More importantly, he has maintained the winning tradition. Those players come out of there, they're educated, they're ready to go on to college, they're ready to continue their football career if they are good enough, and he just does an outstanding job every single day.
I'll tell you, as we have found out, they're ready to play right away as well.
Yeah, when you come out of St. Thomas, you can go to a D1 school and play day one. And that's because they have a great understanding of football. They've been taught technique, which is not always the case when you come out of high school, but they are game ready coming out of St. Thomas.
All right, Rocco Casulo looking for his second state championship, and he is with our Wesley Carroll.
Thank you, Joe and Don. I'm here with the Adidas Coach of the Week, St. Thomas Aquinas, head coach Rocco Casulo. Coach, you guys had adversity early on in the season. How have you guys been able to bounce back after that loss against Don Bosco?
Well, I think we found our rhythm offensively. You know, we made some adjustments, and, you know, obviously losing Jake hurt us for a couple of weeks, but, you know, we've kind of made some adjustments with the tight end position, running back position, wide receivers, and it's, you know, it's starting to come together now here late in the season.
Coach, there's so much emphasis on what St. Thomas does each and every year. You guys are always in the spotlight. Talk about how you guys are able to stay composed.
Well, I think our staff does a great job. You know, they put a lot of time and effort in preparation with these guys. It's something that these guys understand that, you know, if we want to get to our goal, you know, this is the time that they have to put in not only in the film, but in the classroom and in the weight room.
Playoffs are right around the corner. What's in store for St. Thomas?
Well, we got to stay healthy, and then, from here on out, you got to really hit your stride. And I think defensively, we've been playing well, and special teams have been phenomenal this year. So we got to be solid in all three phases.
You've got some playmakers on both sides of the ball. Jordan Scarlett, you've got Sam Bruce. Talk about how dynamic those players are and what they mean to your team.
Well, they are very dynamic, and you throw in Jawan Harris and Deltron Sands, and then on defense, James Oliphant in the secondary. There's a lot of guys, and they got to do their 111. That's our motto: do your 111, play together, and good things happen.
Coach, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck to you the rest of the year. Once again, that's St. Thomas Aquinas head coach Rocco Casulo. Back to you, Joe and Don.
Thanks, Wes. Tico Peoples Gas is awarding the 6th Annual Player of the Year Awards to a player in Miami-Dade and a player in Broward County.
Fans can nominate a player by logging on to SouthFloridaHighSchoolFootball.com. Click on the Tico Player of the Year icon. Nominations are open until November 30th. After November 30th, revisit the site and vote for the finalists.
The players receive a beautiful crystal trophy, and their school receives a $500 donation.
Tune in to our National Signing Day TV show on February 4th, where the winners are going to be announced.
This Dolphin Player Flashback is sponsored by the Miami Dolphins.
Rashard Matthews, wide receiver, Miami Dolphins. I went to high school in Santa Ana, California, Saddleback High School. I also played free safety there. I enjoyed my high school experience. I enjoyed a lot. Had wonderful coaches, wonderful teammates. Still keep in touch with them today. We went to CIF. We had a wonderful time just going out there playing football, the sport that we love. From high school, I went to University of Nevada in Reno. I played with, again, some wonderful athletes that are in the league today. I had a wonderful time, won some bowl games. Any advice I would give to any students still in high school would be to focus on your academics. Nobody can take away your education. Education comes first, then everything else will fall in place.
This week's All-American Bowl nominees are brought to you by the U.S. Army. They're strong, and then there's Army strong. First up, we have Jason Strobridge out of Deerfield Beach. This defensive end is ideal size for his position, stacking up at 6'4", 247 pounds, making him a prized possession of Kentucky, which he gave his verbal to back in September. Look for him to be very physical at the point of attack and show nice explosion getting off the line of scrimmage. Next up is Shakiri Wilson, the wide receiver out of Coral Gables. Wilson comes in at 6'3", 190 pounds and committed to Georgia this July. His long legs and wide wingspan make him a great free safety prospect at the next level. He is excited to be taking his talents to Georgia this fall to join the Bulldogs family. Good luck to all of our 2014 nominees.
You love movies. Join the club and the movies will love you back. The Regal Crown Club. With every visit, you earn credits toward free movies, popcorn, and soft drinks. Plus, with a valid email, you'll get money-saving offers and special invitations to exclusive events. Grab a card at the box office, activate it at regmovies.com, or visit our Regal Movies mobile app. Then earn rewards with a swipe or scan of your card right from your phone. So share the love. Join the club, the Regal Crown Club.
At some point, it became more important to show off than to share. We started missing the good stuff around us just so we could focus on what makes our lives look good. But it's not the quality of the picture that matters. It's the quality of the moment. The Chevrolet Malibu, J.D. Power's highest-ranked midsize car in initial quality. For people who know what's truly valuable.
Each week, the South Florida Chevy dealers are on site at our radio broadcast to present a donation to the schools we are covering as part of the South Florida Chevy Dealers Game of the Week. Each school receives a general donation of $250 from the South Florida Chevy dealers. Congratulations to Plantation and St. Thomas. Find new roads at your local South Florida Chevy dealer.
We continue now in the South Florida High School Football Show presented by the Miami Dolphins as we come to you from the Regal Cinemas, Broward Stadium 12 and RPX here in Plantation between Pine Island and University. Joe Zagacki with Don Bailey Jr. It's been our pleasure to talk high school football all season long, and we've had some great games on the radio. And for a look back, here's our radio crew, Mike Levine and Wesley Carroll.
Thanks, Joe and Don. Well, like always, Wes, it was a great schedule for the 2014 high school football season. We had to make some audibles like they do in the huddle to readjust at times, but it all got started with St. Thomas Aquinas on a big win.
Yeah, they went into Sun Life Stadium and did an unbelievable job defeating American Heritage. A lot of hype surrounding that game, a lot of St. Thomas Aquinas alum coaching on the other side, and what a great victory for St. Thomas to start the year.
Week 2, Central and Booker T. That was a lightweight matchup. No, just kidding. An outstanding game that Booker T prevailed by 1 point.
Yeah, it's always close, always comes down to the last possession, and it held up to the hype this year, as it probably always will.
Well, then we went to Meilander Park in Hialeah. It was HML 34, Hialeah nothing. We saw quite a bit of those two teams.
Very shocking to see Hialeah not put up any points against HML. Hialeah is down this year. A great rivalry win for HML.
Another team that's down, Cypress Bay, they got smoked 33-10 by a Flanagan team led by a really good quarterback.
Well, Ryan Stanley's done a phenomenal job all year for Flanagan. Flanagan, a team that has absolutely dominated in the regular season. Let's see if they can catch that elusive playoff victory.
Closing out September was Cypress Bay 41 over Everglades. They scored 14. A nice rebound there from Mark Wandolo. A Thursday night game had American beating HML 25-6. Then in October, it was Miami Springs against Goldman. A nice win there by Springs.
Miami Springs has done a great job holding their own in that conference. Them, Mater Academy, and American topping off that conference, doing a great job.
Speaking of American, they knocked off Miami Springs a week later, 33-14. That was kind of a back-and-forth division.
Yeah, it's been very close, very heavy at the top, and that's what you like to see in a district so tightly packed with so much talent.
Plantation, of course, and St. Thomas was a game that helped to close out the month of October on Halloween night. St. Thomas and Deerfield is what we wrapped up the regular season with. So again, it was a fantastic schedule, a lot of great regular season matchups. We did a lot of district games, which always amplifies the competition. And then into the playoffs, well, that's what it's all about in Dade and Broward County. Football becomes the second season when you enter the postseason. Joe, Don, back to you.
All right, fellas, thank you very much. And Don, we have our entire crew here. Of course, from Arena Advertising that helps put this big show together. This is our 11th year talking high school football. It's incredible that we've had 11 years talking high school football, and we've had a blast.
We have, Joe, and as they say, we couldn't do it without them.
Got Linda and Zoltan and Laura and Mark Griffin and the rest of our staff. I want to thank everybody for joining us this year talking high school football. We'll see you next year right here on the South Florida High School Football Show.
Bye now.
The South Florida High School Football Show has been brought to you by the Miami Dolphins, the U.S. Army. There's strong, and then there's Army strong. Tico People's Gas, reminding you to call 811 before you dig. Metro PCS, wireless for all. South Florida Chevy dealers, find new roads. Broward Health, powerful medicine. Regal Entertainment Group, where we are more than just a movie. Adidas Football and the Addy Zero 5-Star 3.0. And 560 WQAM Sports Radio.
Fought hard. All right, you guys fought hard, but it prepared you for what? Prepared you for today. War, baby. Today's war. You guys had 8 battles. Today's war, baby. Today's war. You guys are ready for this, all right? You guys are ready for this. We played the season. This is the real season, guys. The real season. Real season. We're ready. We're ready, guys. Let's go. Let's do it.
Big dogs on 3. Big dogs on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Big dogs.